Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my review for the first episode, the pilot, the premiere for the brand new AMC television series, Preacher. Okay, so thanks for your patience, guys. I know it's been a few days since it aired, but Sunday night was just packed crazy. We had the Fear the Walking Dead mid-season finale, and then, of course, it was Game of Thrones, Hold the Door. So there was all kinds of craziness, and I'm finally getting a chance to go ahead and do my review for Preacher, which I've been really wanting to do. And it's just that so many awesome shows always come out together at the same time. They're always jam-packed, and then in the summertime, there's hardly anything. So this is going to be a cool time spot, I think, for Preacher, for 10 episodes for the first season, and we'll see. Hopefully it gets a second season. It hasn't been announced yet whether or not it's going to, and spoiler warning if you guys haven't seen the pilot episode yet. So the first episode is called Pilot, directed by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, and I think this is really funny that Seth Rogen is doing a series like this because he's got movies coming all the time. There's like Neighbors 2 is out right now, and he's always got different comedies and stuff he's working on in that, and I'm really happy that he decided to go ahead and do this. I bet he's a big fan of the series and of the comic book series, and probably wanted to do it just because he enjoyed that. And of course, he's got a lot of pull in Hollywood, obviously, because he's one of can I say he's one of the biggest comedy actor. He's not just an actor, of course, directing in this one. And he's just when it comes to comedy, when it comes to that, he's one of the biggest people that's ever been involved, I think, with it at this point. At least for me, anyway, because some of my favorite comedies are from Seth Rogen, or he's either in them or related to them, written them, or done something, produced them or something. I mean, from 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up. I mean, there's so many, it's hard to even mention. There's so many great... I love the stuff with Judd Apatow. I think the two of them really worked well together and produced some of my favorite comedy movies of all time. So this one, of course, Preacher. So if you haven't seen it yet, don't worry. The series is just getting started. So yes, it's spoilers, but, it's just getting going. So we're just getting to know everybody, and things are just getting started. So the first episode's description, I'll read it from the Wiki, is in outer space, an entity crosses the galaxy and finds its way to Earth, specifically Africa, where it inhabits a preacher who explodes shortly thereafter. The same phenomenon is observed in a Russian church and with a Scientologist location. Meanwhile, in Texas, Jesse Custer, a preacher with a sordid past, begins to lose his faith in his church and debates wanting to leave. Tulip O'Hare, a mysterious woman from Jesse's violent past, propositions him for a job, but Jesse turns her down, citing his faith in the Lord being his path. Cassidy, an Irish vampire, he's a vampire, lands in Texas after a violent episode on a private jet. Jesse has a run-in with the abusive husband of one of his churchgoers and quickly subdues him and his friends, meeting Cassidy in the process. Jesse heads to the church at night to ask for a sign to continue, getting none. The entity appears in the church and inhabits Jesse. 3 days later, Jesse awakens and relents on leaving the church, saying he's not quite done yet. He's not quitting yet. So that's kind of their sum up of the pilot episode. So obviously, there's more to it than that. There's a lot of different characters we have here. We have Ted, we have Tulip, Cassidy, Donnie, and Eugene, and of course Jesse. So our preacher. So now, after seeing the trailer, so the start of the episode starts off pretty much like the trailer, what we'd expect. You got the kid, and people said before you were a preacher, you did things. And I was thinking to myself, there's stuff. It's stuff and things. You did stuff and things. So I did like, the beginning and everything. So it introduces it with that, and, also the entity in that. And of course, the abusive husband in that. And we find out that actually his wife, which is kind of crazy, masochistic, that she actually likes it. And then she tells him. And then, of course, they get into the bar fight later when he comes after the preacher. And some of the fight scenes in this. So some of the things that impressed me right off the bat with it. It's got a really nice mix of comedy with action, some of the coolest like fight sequences I can think of seeing for at least a little while, maybe since like Into the Badlands or something, which has got some pretty impressive fight sequences. But it's got a really cool mix of kind of a comedy with that, with comedy with the action, with kind of the comic booky type elements, like you got a vampire, you got an entity from outer space, and it kind of all comes together to create. You got Tulip, who's kind of I want to say like an elevated kind of type of character, where it seems like the fight sequence she's in, they're like going through the grass and stuff. You can see these in the promo, so I'm not really ruining anything. It's all kind of out there, but to see it in the series, it's pretty cool to see the fights all the way through. They're pretty impressive, and it's just kind of got quite a bit of fun factor to it, I want to say. Getting to see a lot of the different fights and stuff, like Cassidy, who I actually like a lot. He cracks me the F up because I could not understand for the life of me at first what he was saying, and then as I started to get used to his dialect, his accent, I started to understand him better, which is funny. And I think they did that on purpose as they went through the episode. Like, he's harder to understand, and then after you listen to it or maybe you watch it again, it's like it gets easier to understand him. And that's actually funny because I had a friend who was Irish and I couldn't understand anything. And one time I said to him, I was like, "Can you slow down a little bit when you're talking?" And then he told me, he said he had a good comeback for that because he was ready for it. He said that if you listened a little faster, then I wouldn't have to slow down, would I? And I thought, if I listen a little faster. That's pretty good. Yeah, maybe that's true. If I listened a little faster, he wouldn't have to slow down. Nice. Funny. So, and that's something about Irish accents. Some people, like, it's hard to understand them sometimes because they speak so fast. I'm sure for me here on video, it's hard for some people to understand what I'm saying too. So I guess I can't really say anything because I do talk pretty damn fast when I'm doing videos with you guys. But he is a lot of fun. He's really funny, especially when he like jumps out of the plane. He's got like an umbrella, and I'm like, what is that gonna do? And then you see him, and he's got like guts everywhere. So I don't know, friggin' no. And then like a cow comes down. Oh man, crazy. So. He's funny, man, and the fight sequences are really cool. You've got them like smashing, like he'll take like a beer bottle or whatever and smash it against his head, and then he'll throw like 5 punches within a second. There'll be some slow-mo sequences, and then Preacher will be fighting somebody else. Same with Cassidy too when he's fighting in that also. And it just is a really fun comic booky type of show with some comedy mixed in. So the first thing, fight sequences were incredible, really, really incredible, and some of the characters really funny. Cassidy really funny. When I like in the trailer too, you hear, "What kind of preacher are you?" with the accent. And then he talks about a little finger as long as kitties, or as long as you're not doing whatever. That's awesome. So I am who I am, I guess. So I like that, but I do like that he decides not to afterwards, not to quit. So let's see what else we got. The Donnie fight was crazy, especially the slow mo when he cracks the arm in that brutal scene, man. He's screaming and everything. Absolutely brutal. And I like his face afterwards too. It shows his face like he's got some kind of high off of it. Like after he's just brutalized this guy's arm, brutalized him. At first, of course, he's slow to get started. He doesn't want to fight him, but then once he gets into it after, it's like he absorbs it, like he loves it. And this is before the entity got into it, so we can't blame that. So, yeah, man, I mean, it's just, and there's obviously more. I'm missing stuff out because, I'm still getting used to the show. I'm still getting to know everybody. There's the 2 guys at the end who are kind of coming out, seem to be investigating it or coming after them and that. And I've seen some other promos for it as well, too, with them. So, man, it looks like a lot of fun. It looks like it could be quite the great show. But it's hard to say because this was an extended first episode for the pilot. And, of course, directed by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. I'm positive he's not going to be able to direct every episode. And I'm positive that every episode won't have as big a crazy fight sequences as that, I wouldn't think. But we'll see. I mean, if they do include more. And, I'm really liking the characters at this point. I really like Jesse as the preacher and maybe possibly having that relation. It seems like the girl that helps him out, he likes her at the church, or she likes him. So we'll see if maybe that could be like a romantic interest for him going forward. I'm not sure. I haven't read the comics, like I said, so I don't know too much about it. But I was really impressed with it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's not usually my thing, because I'm not into, religion and all that. But you guys know that. But I liked it a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun and pretty funny, and the fight sequences were amazing. So in terms of score, I'm going to give this one a 9.2 out of 10. I liked it a lot. Thought it was really fun, and I'm looking forward to the series to see what it can become. I think AMC did make a good choice with this one because obviously they're looking for another Walking Dead. They're looking for a comic book that they can probably adapt into a show, and of course this one got greenlit. But I think it fits well, and it's something that a lot of people are not familiar with. They don't know the story, so it's definitely something that I think could become a great show, but we'll have to see, how long it lasts for. We'll have to see what the story has, because like I said, I don't know it. But it's really fun to see all these characters, how they interact in this kind of hyper violence and elevated reality is a lot of fun. Very comic booky. If you like comic booky stuff, then you'll like Preacher, is what I'm saying. So write your comments below and let me know what you guys thought about Preacher. I loved it. Thought it was a lot of fun. And if you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can also share and favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys again real soon. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.